What do you wish landlords understood better when pitching a Dick's or a House of Sport deal?
Brick and mortar is not dead. It's just changed its purpose. In terms of what the landlords need to think about from a House of Sport standpoint, it's what do you want to create in your center? Are you trying to place make and create an opportunity to draw beyond just a small store lineup or a traditional anchor lineup? If so, House of Sport is a great vehicle to do that with. Dick's is an incredible standalone tenant. If you have a power center, it's one of the best lineups you can get. When you think of House of Sport, we could drop a House of Sport isolated a market away from a mall, but think about what you can do to a mall. When we opened our House of Sport in a former Sears position, traffic went up about 30%,
Wow.
traffic.
Hi, I'm here with Ethan Pacewiczh from Dick's Sporting Goods. Ethan's director of real estate for one of the most recognized brands in the country. And today we're going to talk about how Dick's finds the right locations, how they're rolling out the new House of Sport format, and what it looks like to partner with landlords to bring those deals to life. Hi, Ethan.
Hey, Brett. Good to be here. It's great to be with an industry legend.
Yes.
We've worked a lot in the past together and really excited about Brand March. As Brett mentioned, I'm the director of real estate for the true West Coast for Dick's Sporting Goods. I manage deal making for our Dick's Sporting Goods banner and, more excitingly, our House of Sport banner in the Western market.
Ethan, what makes working on Dick's real estate strategy different than other retail brands?
Well, it's definitely a great company to work for in the sense that it's a merchant-first company, and it really starts with our leadership. We care a lot about our brand and keeping our brand relevant. When we talk about real estate, everything is kind of thought about through that lens of how are we going to reach our athletes? We call our customers athletes, and they truly are athletes, just like our colleagues or our teammates. Sports is really important, but how do we best get to those markets and serve that customer? So when we think about real estate, we obviously have two major initiatives right now. Number one, our main focus is House of Sport. House of Sport is our large-scale experiential version of a Dick's Sporting Goods. Inside it probably looks nothing like a traditional Dick's that you've walked into. But number two is repositioning our fleet. We have over 800 stores in the continental US, and we're really focused on any opportunity we have to relocate to a better real estate position. We want to take that opportunity or refresh the store to match today's brand standards and vision for the future.
You've rolled out several House of Sport locations now. What makes a market or site a good fit for that format?
Well, the great thing is House of Sport is so versatile that it's actually customized within the community. And that starts at the staffing level. Inside of each store, we have a visual merchandiser, a community engagement specialist. So we can basically get into any market in the US, anywhere there's athletes, and you think about that's everywhere. Where House of Sport specifically, it's a major draw. It draws from a huge radius. Super regional sites are obviously a key focus. But what we're starting to find is you could have a store on the north side of Houston and the south side of Houston, 15, 20 miles apart from each other, and it doesn't impact the other store. So we're obviously hyper-focused on markets that we already have a strong Dick's presence in. Obviously, the Northeast is reflective of that, where we have most of our stores open, but also adding stores in markets like mine where we're completely underpenetrated. For example, there's 13 Dick's stores serving the greater Los Angeles people. And if you break that math down, that's basically one store per million people. Some of the real estate strategy is part opportunistic and part strategic. We're very focused on getting the most premier locations, but we're also trying to find a needle in a haystack when you're talking 100,000 to 150,000 square foot boxes.
What is the origin story of House of Sport?
Yeah, like I mentioned, our company is a merchant-oriented company. We think about product and we think about relevance and athletes, and nobody embodies that more than our chairman, Ed Stack. Ed bought the company from his dad at 18 years old and grew it to the monster retailer that it is today. As part of that, his mentality is continue to evolve and elevate the brand. And a good thing he says is we never fall in love with ourselves, right? We want to be thoughtful on how we can always get better. And going back about 5 years, this is just pre-COVID, right before COVID, he sat around with a team of executives, all from different departments and creative experts, and said, I want you to create a concept that if I opened it across from a Dick's Sporting Goods, it would put Dick's out of business. That's really the genesis story of House of Sport. So fast forward, we're 25 plus open stores today. We recently opened in San Antonio and Glendale, Arizona. So the brand keeps expanding, but it also keeps evolving.
besides House of Sport, you're working on Dick's Deals and Golf Galaxies. So how do you balance finding real estate that fits Dick's and Golf Galaxies model versus the newer formats like House of Sport?
We have 800 plus open Dick's locations. Every single year, 100 plus of those stores are going to be up for renewal of some format, right? And our number one task is to make sure we're in the best real estate, but also representing the brand in the best way possible. And so in my market specifically, we got into the California market through various acquisitions. So Chip Sporting Goods and then Sports Authority. So when you think about that, we bought boxes that maybe not what we would pick today in terms of size, location, and looks. So when we're thinking about Dick's, one, we first say, is it a House of Sport market? Where can we put a House of Sport? Okay, let's just say we can't do that. Is it properly sized and in the best location today? And so right now, our prototypical Dick's store, if we can wave a wand, is about 50,000 square feet. And we have stores that go up and down 10 to 15,000 square feet. So smaller stores are probably going to be slowly transitioned away from, and bigger stores will be kind of right sized.
You have a lot of landlord partners out there across the country helping you do this expansion. And what do you wish landlords understood better when pitching a Dick's or a House of Sport deal?
I would encourage them to kind of look at the trends, right? The trend is that retail isn't dead by any means. Brick and mortar is not dead. It's just changed its purpose in terms of what the landlords need to think about from a House of Sport standpoint. It's, what do you want to create in your center? Are you trying to place make and create an opportunity to draw beyond just a small store lineup or a traditional anchor lineup? If so, House of Sport is a great vehicle to do that with. If you think about the old mall model, it was anchors got the free dirt and the mall would infill around those anchors, right? And that's how a landlord would make their money. They'd infill that the center of the donut there. So Dick's is an incredible standalone tenant. If you have a power center, it's one of the best lineups you can get, along with Home Goods and Nordstrom Rack and other retailers that we like to be co-tenanted with. When you think of House of Sport, we could drop a House of Sport isolated a market away from a mall, but think about what you can do to a mall. We actually had a kind of a study done at Minnetonka where we attached ourselves to what was about a B minus, B plus mall. When we opened our House of Sport in a former Sears position, traffic went up about 30%.
Wow.
Traffic. So when you think about the end value of what we're bringing to the center, it's bodies, right? We're bringing lots of people and various customer profiles, but also long dwell times, and we're an experience. And I think there was a MSNBC article that came out yesterday that Gen Z is effectively saving the mall. They're seeing the shopping patterns go back towards long dwell time, touch and feel experience, and House of Sport has that under its roof.
So Dick's is one of the first major retailers on Brand March. What made you interested in joining, and what kind of value do you see the platform providing?
Yeah, no, we have all these resources at the tips of our fingers, but one big part of this industry is, you have the art and you have the science. And where I think Brand March is super valuable is it's in that art side of connecting with the right people in the industry. Because there is no straight path to any deal anymore, especially when you're talking huge acquisitions and major renovations. There's so many different factors, and making sure that it's not just about Dick's finding the location. It's about understanding how we're going to interact with our retail partners. Because again, we would much prefer to be with a great cohort of different retailers than to be standalone. Can we be standalone? Yes. However, when we're talking a mall setting, we're attaching ourselves for the long term to this asset, and we want it to get back to us, and we want to get to it. A good analogy my boss uses is malls are living organisms. If you don't feed them money, they die. And when we think about it, when you put a Dick's Sporting Goods at the anchor position of a major center, it's long-term thinking we have to consider.